Not too far out of college, I had a cushy tech job that I absolutely adored. I relished in the fact that I was doing what I loved, and that I had been promoted to that position after working really hard. The perks were great. We had flexible hours, leaving room for naps on my work-from-home days. My favorite perk was a giant snack room, full of all kinds of goodies. We were swimming in startup benefits, and by all measures, I was happy. However, I didn't realize I was overworking myself until I collapsed. The long hours had taken a toll on me emotionally and physically. My romantic relationships had also gotten me down. I'd been causing myself a lot of pain by continuously going after emotionally unavailable people. I had also been neglecting self-care, sleeping much less than my body required. My mental health deteriorated to the point where I no longer felt safe in my own skin. I'd struggled with my mental health throughout my life, but I thought I'd gotten to a good place. Turns out I was wrong. My mind had been slowly building up to a bipolar explosion. That mixed mania and depression. My mania manifested itself in staying up till late, having impulsive sex, and taking on way too many responsibilities at once. My depression took the form of feeling worthless and losing interest in things I loved, and my hunger was either through the roof or absent. Suicidal ideation was a big part of the mix. This was the scariest part, the fact that I'd lost the will to live. As a result of all of this, I had a breakdown. I could often be found writhing in emotional pain, my brain wanting me dead. How quickly this could turn to bad. Because I was deemed unsafe, I was taken by ambulance to a locked ward. Turns out when you show up to the hospital telling them you're suicidal, they cart you away to a locked facility of some sort. Everyday things like my laptop cord and makeup mirrors were taken from me lest I harm myself. I slept in a hallway of 16 girls, and the nurse opened our doors every 15 minutes at night to check to see if we were still breathing. The food was subpar at best. I wanted to die. I had a total mental health collapse and realized I had been running myself ragged at this job. I had to quit it because I knew that this hospital stay wasn't going to be a quick fix. I had 7 more hospitalizations that year, and I thought that my life was over. While reflecting on what had brought me to this point, I realized that not only was the job overly demanding on my time, the office had terrible boundaries, with lots of people dating one another, including myself at one point. Most harmful, though, was the unlimited stash of anytime booze. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and though I was able to stay sober, this wasn't a healthy environment for me. Later, reflecting on the time I spent hospitalized, I realized my experiences weren't all bad. My time in and out of psych wards has reminded me how strong I am. The strength it took to get help instead of killing myself was something I didn't know I had. I thought I'd stay on the path to destruction for much longer, but my will to live came through. Also, I was shown, despite my skepticism, that I'm indeed never alone. My loved ones showered me with support. People regularly visited me in the hospital, and their presence helped me heal. My friends showed up without judgment, holding space for all of my big feelings. They brought nothing but love and some snacks. It was vulnerable to be seen in the condition I was in, but my friends proved they could be trusted to be with me in this state. Many of them had been in my shoes before, so they held compassion for what I was going through. Most of the friends that visited were companions. They were people trying to stay sober just like me, and we were living many of the same values like acceptance and taking life one day at a time. With their support, I continued on the path of healing both inside and outside of the hospital.